Do you find there are times that you undercharged, underpriced for your cleanup projects because they ended up being more complicated than you expected? This is Lauren Fogelman with Business Success Solution. And when that happens, you now realize, oh, it's going to take more time than I thought also, which means that this is going to go ahead and lower the profit margin for the project. And once again, you underpriced for it. So how often does that happen when you end up underestimating the scope, and as a result, it cuts into your profit margins because it takes more time than expected? What you thought was easy, simple, basic turns out to have some complications. Well, something to think about that interferes with you actually accurately scoping it out, with you charging fees that will be more aligned with the level of work that you're doing, is overthinking it. In fact, overthinking is a stumbling block to opportunity. And whether it has to do with your desire to be perfect, so you double check data, you are over editing things, maybe you're spending time reviewing because you wonder if you missed something. There's this desire to want to get it all done. You want to impress your new client or your current client, and you hate making mistakes. Or possibly you have some doubts, some worries, and that leads to underpricing as well. You worry about losing a potential client. You need the money. So when maybe there's even a little bit of pushback, or possibly that it's self-imposed pushback, you cave in to the pressure. And also you are someone that doesn't like any conflict, so you charge low fees in order to keep the peace and avoid conflict. Either way, spending too much time in your head is like replaying a disaster movie over and over and over again. You know the movie line by line, you've been through it before, you know what's going to come next, and somehow you just can't stop yourself. So if you find that you tend to use the words would, could, should, you probably are undercharging for your projects. And I just want to say, overall, this type of approach to pricing for your services isn't sustainable. It is exhausting. So I'm going to go ahead and share 5 tips to stop giving it all away. The very first one is, what we do or don't do starts in our head. So interrupt your self-talk. There's many different processes for doing that, but I just want to say awareness about the fact that you are second-guessing yourself. You are actually undercharging because it feels uncomfortable to ask for more money. Awareness is the first step. So become aware of when you start to be hard on yourself or you're having doubts. This goes right into number 2. When you have that awareness, now shift your attention of value, because your brain is unable to connect with your value when you're experiencing that negative self-talk, when you have that doubt coming up. In fact, based on neuroscience, which is a study of how we think and how our brains work, whatever you focus on expands. So when you're focusing on the negative, you're going to get much more negative. Whereas when you're focusing on the positive and the possibilities, you're going to see more opportunities ahead of you. And what I would like you to do is start to become aware of how to shift from that negative self-talk over to focusing on the value and how the client benefits from you getting their financials caught up, accurate, and where they have real-time insights. So think about what is possible for your clients once you're able to get their books accurate and up to date. Would love to hear that from you, what it is that you see as what's possible for your clients. So now we're focusing on them and the benefit to them instead of anything that you might have as far as worries and doubts of you. And another thought that you might want to play with when this starts to come up is, what is the cost of your clients or potential client continuing to tolerate inaccurate, messy books? So once again, we're shifting your attention away from you and we're focusing on the client. And we want to focus on, ask yourself, what's what's possible once their books are up to date and up to date and accurate. And also another question to focus on is what is the cost to them of continuing to tolerate inaccurate financials? Number 3 is about acknowledging your contribution, because when you minimize it, when you downplay what you know, what you do, you think anybody can do that, then it lowers your self-worth. And I want to say, if you tend to be someone with perfectionist tendencies, maybe you don't feel like you don't have enough credentials behind your name or years experience as a business owner, you are prone to imposter syndrome, then that is something to think about. In fact, high achievers tend to be very prone to imposter syndrome, where they feel like a fake. They don't feel like they're qualified to ask for higher fees, even though they are probably more than qualified. So take a moment here to think about, and maybe even write it down. How do you over deliver to your clients? Think about one client specifically who you helped and the difference it made for that person's business because you were able to help them and get their books up to date and accurate. So once again, you might feel like a fake, you might doubt your self-worth and the value, and that's okay. It's something that a lot of high achievers experience. But now I want you to think about your clients and how you over-deliver and how you have made a difference for them and what's been possible because of the fact that you've helped them with their financials. Let's go to number 4, where it is about staying in the moment, which can be very, very difficult, even though it sounds like it ought to be simple. If you worry about the future and all those what ifs, that's what I call future tripping. And anticipating something that may or may not happen is something that is totally outside of your present control. You have no control of what may or may not happen at some point down the road. All you have control over is this very moment in time. So think about, what decision would you make regarding a new client and the way that you engage them if you didn't second guess yourself? Or if you didn't get caught up in all those yes buts? If all those things, the second guessing and the yes buts, were eliminated, how would that make a difference in the way that you would engage a new client? Okay, this is now number 5. Change what you are doing. If you find that you consistently undercharge for your cleanup projects, then let's take the time to fix that. You need a step-by-step process from the very beginning all the way through to enrollment and ongoing monthly maintenance that you can follow. It's laid out for you. As a result of having a system in place that's step-by-step, it saves you energy, you avoid second-guessing yourself, and your clients now recognize your value. And the other thing that happens is all those potential what-ifs, we put them behind us. So following a proven system emphasizes your value. You enjoy getting well paid for the work that you do and the difference that you made for your clients. So if you are drained from undercharging, overworking, then there's a way to fix that. But let me just go through the 5 mindset problems real quickly, or the challenges. 1, interrupt your self-talk. 2, shift your attention and value. 3, acknowledge your contribution. 4, stay in the moment. 5, change what you are doing. If any of that appeals to you, then join my complimentary masterclass for accounting firm owners, which is on Wednesday, August 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. Earn 2 to 3 more times from your cleanup projects, increase your profits, improve efficiency, and reduce your stress. If that appeals to you, then get all the details, register at businesssuccesssolution.com/cleanup. Once again, join me for the complimentary masterclass. It is earn 2 to 3 times more from your cleanup projects to increase profits, improve efficiency, and reduce stress on Wednesday, August 14th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, and all those details are at businesssuccesssolution.com/cleanup. I would love to hear back from you as to what resonated with you, what is something you're going to immediately implement. We can use more information. Please let me know what it is that you're taking away from this conversation. And I look forward to having you join me at the masterclass on the 14th. Lauren Fogelman, showing accounting firm owners how to double their income, working half the time.